Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Jung and I'm the Executive Chef of Retail Dining at the University of Massachusetts. And today I'm going to show you how to make crab rangoon. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the ingredients we'll be utilizing in today's recipe. We've got some imitation crab meat there. We've got some cream cheese, some kosher salt. We've got our wonton wrappers there, and a little bit of water. All right, so let's start on the filling for crab rangoon. I'm just gonna put on some gloves here. And the reason why is because this can actually be a little bit messy with the cream cheese and the crab meat. So, all right, so let's start with our crab meat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna break it up. We're just taking these little chunks and just kind of rubbing together, and they fall apart quite readily. All right, pretty easy. I'm just gonna add a little bit of kosher salt and our cream cheese. What we want to do is just mix these two really well together so that they're fully incorporated. And this combo is quite delicious. The sweetness of the crab with the richness and savoriness of the cream cheese. All right, I'm gonna show you the next step. All right, so for our next step for our crab rangoons here, I've got our crab meat, which I've transferred over to a smaller bowl. I've got our water, I've got our wonton sheets, and I've got a cookie tray here with just a little bit of flour and a towel, which I'm gonna cover these wontons as we're making them. There's a tendency for them to dry out just a little bit. So let's get started. Just gonna add a little bit of water outside here, and there's a little bit of flour on these sheets, and what that water does is just makes a little bit of a glue to seal these wontons. All right, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of our cream cheese mixture right in the center here. All right, put my hands off a little bit, and I'm gonna take the sheet and separate them. Okay, and I'm gonna take my finger and my thumb. I'm gonna come up on those two sides, and I'm gonna come up on these two sides. What we should get is almost like a flower shape. Okay, and you just wanna give it a good pinch. And let's just put that on our tray there. Alright, so I'm just finishing up the last one here. You can see I have some extra mix. Instead of making 100 of them, we would stop here. All right. The funny thing is you'll get better each and every time you do this. So all right, there we go. All right, so let's take these over to the stove here. And I've got a pot of canola oil. Pretty much on medium heat here. It's been heating up for about 20 minutes or so. And I'll just double check the temperature. It should be around 353. Okay, all right, so right around 350 degrees. Got our crab rangoons and our paper towel. And if you've seen any of these other episodes, that you know I'm a big fan of blotting first and then holding on a wire rack. All right, so let's start frying these guys. And what I'm gonna do is just gonna drop them in ever so lightly. See how the oil starts to percolate right away. And obviously I won't do all of these at once. I'll do them in small little batches here. You can see that it doesn't take long at all. Maybe about 30 seconds or so. There we go, we'll take out the last one. All right, they look pretty good, and I'm just gonna cook off these guys and then I'll show you the next step. All right, so let's take a look at the ingredients for our duck sauce. We have some apricot jam there. We've got a little nub of garlic, which we're gonna peel and julienne, and then we've got some rice wine vinegar. All right, so we're just gonna peel this guy here. I'm just gonna cut off the ends a little bit. There we go. And I'll just give it a little scrape there. Look at that side. This side. All right, just get that a little bit at the end here. Push those guys up to this. Just give that a little cut there, and yeah. So just give this a couple fine slices here. There we go. And let's get these guys all together here. A nice little stack. All right, so I brought our ingredients over to the stove here, and I have a saucepan here that we'll turn on to kind of medium low there, and I'm just going to add a little bit of canola oil to our pot here. All right, I'm going to add our ginger, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of salt here. Okay, and we're going to start to sweat here, and we'll let it go until it becomes really, really fragrant. Alright, so our ginger's been going for a couple minutes here, so let me just put the camera down. Just put the camera down like this. There we go. Alright, we're going to add our rice wine vinegar there. Our apricot jam. We're going to give it a stir, and we're going to simmer this for about 5 minutes or so. Alright, so our duck sauce has been simmering for a couple of minutes here, and let me just shut off the heat. Camera down here. All right. I'm just going to add it to this bowl that I have. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the fridge, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, so here's our finished product. We've got our beautifully fried crab rangoon. We've got our homemade duck sauce there. So hopefully you found this video educational and that you'll try crab rangoon at home.